know, you're like, dang, you were just on. I know. I did something for HBCU Corner, and now I'm here. And if you didn't know, you're listening to the Urban Sports Scene. I'm your host, Wole. But yeah, I'm no days off. Like, no days off. My man Floyd Mayweather Jr. used to say, hard work, dedication. I live by that. Anyway, you can check out our website, which is www.urbansportscene.com. You can also subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, and other podcast platforms. Just search the Urban Sports Scene. Make sure to subscribe to the Urban Sports Scene YouTube channel as well. If you're in the YouTube chat, we accept super chats. Super chats help us support our show. The super chats will be prioritized over all comments in the chat overall. Don't forget to tweet us at Urban Sports Scene. Hit us up on IG and TikTok at Urban Sports Scene, and like our Urban Sports Scene Facebook page. You can also join our Urban Sports Scene Facebook group. Just search Urban Sports Scene, sports bloggers, sport podcasters, and sports debates. All right, let's get into our edition. The pregame. Here's what we have on tap. Double Take Sports Wizards reporter, Washington Wizards reporter, Carita Parks will join me to preview the Wizards' upcoming season, which starts tomorrow against the Milwaukee Bucks. So let's not waste any time. We got one of the best reporters in the game, so I don't want to waste her time because she's busy. She's a lot to do. She does a lot. We got Carita in the building. What's going on, Carita?
Hey, I'm here for something completely different.
I know, right? On Tuesdays, you're talking about the Ravens, but now you're talking about the Wizards for Double Take Sports. So we got to make sure we put you on. What's going on, Cam? What's going on, homie?
What's up?
But yes, the Wizards. You know what I mean? First, how are you doing?
I'm doing
Did you enjoy? We had a break. Did you enjoy your break?
I need. It's funny. You don't realize that you need a break until you get it.
Of course.
And like my body was like, no, ma'am, we are not doing anything. I was like, okay.
Well, you look refreshed. You look like you're ready to rock and roll. So I'm glad. I'm happy for you. So let's get into it, man. The Wizards they got a game tomorrow against the Milwaukee Bucks, but with the Wizards entering another developmental season, how would you assess the balance between rebuilding it for the future and remaining competitive right now?
Yeah, I think one thing I will give the Wizards general manager, Will Dawkins, is that he's always honest about where the Wizards are.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, we're still in the very beginning of a rebuild, is what he has said and what he has reiterated that in his preseason press conference. So I think that's the reality of the situation. They are rebuilding, but they do want to be competitive. And so I think it's going to play out. I think they can be competitive. We may not still see that equate to wins per se.
Okay.
But I do feel like they want to play tougher. They want to continue to play with pace. They want to see the guys continue to develop. So their metrics are not just wins. I mean, I think that they would want to have a better record than last year, right?
Of course, yeah, of course.
To show some progress. But it's a combination of things for them. And they're definitely not tanking, but I do still think the future NBA draft is a factor.
Yeah.
And being in a position, so to speak, to where you can get that cornerstone player that I still think they need.
They did a good job in the draft. They're really building this team. I like what they're doing. But for you in terms of the fan base, you think the fan base can handle another like I'm not saying being bad, not being like not making the playoffs, but like being on the bottom half of the league.
Rough. I think it's still going to be rough.
Okay.
Right. I think for fans, it's going to be tough. It's tough as a fan base to continue to feel like, okay, we're rebuilding, right? Like at a certain point, fans want to see that tip the scale.
Yeah, exactly.
However, I do think the fans are going to have to look at the big picture, and as long as you don't see regression and you see progression, then I think that it should give you some hope that this team is moving in the right path.
I know. It's been how long?
Because as a fan, you're not logical. You're not there to be logical.
You don't care about all that. You want your team to be a winner eventually. You don't care about all that.
Right. So it's easy for me to say that on the reporter's side.
Yeah.
But it may continue to be a little frustrating for fans, you know, but there's got to be patience. I do think a positive is the vision has been laid out, and I do think that you can see some of that vision coming together. It's just not coming together in Wizards or in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But I do think you can see that there is a vision and it's slowly coming together. But I do think fans are only going to have patience for so much longer.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like I like the young. Personally, I like the young pieces. I get it. You know what I mean. So I'm not, in terms of my basketball mind, I love the pieces. I think they got a lot of talent with what they picked up. But it's all. I mean, but you know how fans think. Eventually, like this has been a routine, guys, and
you can't keep telling. The fans are eventually not going to want to hear no more that we're in a rebuild.
Yeah, the consumer is not going to want to keep coming to games and having to deal with the losing product again. But even when you just watch, but as a basketball fan, you may watch them and say, "Oh, this kid has promise, this team has promise, or this whatever." But if the end result is always the bottom half of the NBA, then the bottom level of the NBA, then it gets kind of depressing.
Nah, I definitely hear that, because even as a reporter, you want to see different elements of happen when you're at the game. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
It's a long season. It's a long season. So when they're losing, it can be tough to cover because they still, as players, I mean, they're competitors at the end of the day. So as players, they get tired of losing too. Like, they know what it is, but that doesn't mean they want to lose.
Of course not. I agree. I totally agree. So I spoke of, like, rebuilding and having vets and whatnot. So how do you see veterans like CJ McCollum, Khris Middleton influencing the growth and mindset of the young core, particularly Alex Sarr and Carrington, and also, even Bilal?
Yeah, I think for all of those young guys, because like Bilal, is Bilal going in his? Is this Bilal's
third? I think it's third year. Third year. I believe it's third year. Because Alex Sarr's his third year.
Yes. Because Bilal was the first draft pick that they had
under their regime, right?
Last year, and so he's going into his third year, but he's still young. And so I feel like the great thing about having CJ and Khris Middleton is they've seen a lot. But they've also seen championship basketball, right?
There you go.
Especially Khris Middleton. And the Wizards want to be a contender. And so you have to have guys who are vets and can say, hey, like, this is what you need to do. Not just vocal leaders, but also leading by example. And it's funny because I just posted on X a video that the Wizards put out. And when I was at practice, I talked to one of the players. And then I also listened, and all of them praised Khris Middleton and CJ McCollum for like what they're able to learn from them. However, just specifically Justin Champagny, he told me that CJ's a vocal leader, and he doesn't play around. He helps the young guys get to where they need to get, like where they need to go on the court. And kind of provides them with direction. And then Bub, I believe, he looked up to CJ McCollum. So when you have these veterans pouring into these young guys, it does nothing but make them better. And, I believe I was watching something, catching up on some of my Wizard stuff. And they said iron sharpens iron, and that's how they look at it. And so, I mean, at the end of the day, this team is going to be Bilal's. This is going to be Alex's team. This is going to be Bub's team in the future. So right now, they need to learn how to be those leaders, both in how they play and how they project.
No, I agree. I do think I like the mesh. You know what I mean of youth and vets. I'm anybody knows me. Like I'm a big CJ McCullough believer. Like I'm not gonna say a fan. 'Cause I'm older than
Did
this
I know
dude.
that? I don't know if I
Yeah.
did that,
Oh,
actually.
yo, huh? You know that?
I
Oh,
thought
oh,
you were Virginia.
I love CJ. I love his game. I love CJ's game. I've been in love with CJ's game since I saw him in college. I'm old enough. Since I've seen him in college in Lehigh. Like I watched him beat Duke, and when
Mhm.
he went to Portland, I said him and Dame are gonna fit like that. And then the thing about what I like about so when I cover every once in a while I cover Wizards games, and I would always make a point to go watch CJ play. Like I would always like to see CJ play, because one, he gives the Wizards the blues, and I just think he's a professional scorer, and I think it's a good look. If anybody who has covered you've covered you're covering CJ now, but
Mhm.
even from a distance, the dude he is so professional.
Yes.
He's so professional, and I do remember I remember I was in the Blazers locker room. I did ask him a few questions because again, I like his game. I like his game a lot, but he's a
That's when you could go to the other locker room.
yeah, back then. So I actually have a clip of him and Dame. But yeah, but
Nice.
back then. But he is such he is such a professional and he gets it. And I think something that's gonna be cool with you for you, because you'll be dealing with him a lot, is that he actually has that background. Like he is a communications dude. Like he
Mhm.
wants to be a reporter. He wants to do that type of work when he's done doing basketball. He said that when he was younger.
I can
Uh
see that. I can see
yeah,
that even without having known that. I can
yeah,
see that in the way that like he interviews and he talks.
yeah.
And he got a lot of charisma in that space.
Yeah, but to your point, but back to what you're saying about I just think back to the point of it though. I just think that for those young dudes to have somebody like him, especially him, I'm glad you said that he's very vocal
Yes.
because it matches. Like I feel like those young dudes like Bub and Trey will learn a lot from him because CJ's been through it all. Like he's been through the gauntlet, and he's a guy that when you like, and you seen it. If you're a vet and you can't play ball anymore, folks ain't trying to listen to you. But if you a vet and you can still hoop, they're gonna look at you like, oh yeah, we gotta listen to CJ.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like we gotta listen to CJ. Paul has a question for you. He says, "Is Bub and Trey the starting backcourt?" No, they're not the starting backcourt. I don't think they're starting. Bub and Trey, right? They're not
I think
both.
Bub
Bub
might.
will probably start, but I don't know about Trey. I don't think
I
Trey
don't know
starting
about Trey
because
starting.
CJ's out there. Because CJ got to start. CJ
Yeah.
starting, so I don't think, but Trey starting.
And they're all development, so Trey will get his minutes, but I
Uh-huh.
definitely think that he's got to learn a little bit, even though
Of
he's a
course.
baller. He's
Oh,
still
I
got.
think Trey. I love his game. I've seen enough of him.
Yeah.
I think he's
Mhm.
again. He's gonna learn a lot from
Oh
CJ.
yeah. Oh
He's
yeah.
gonna learn a lot from CJ. Oh, because he's got similar. He's gonna learn a lot from CJ. I definitely. Cam said, "I'm telling y'all, my sleeper player of the Wizards is Cam Whitmore. I like Cam Whitmore. Hey,
Oh yeah,
I
Ken Whitmore. All he
he's
needed was the right. All he needed was the right opportunity. I believe.
yeah, I love Cam Whitmore's game. I think to your point, Carita. He was screwed in Houston because they had too much talent. And I would make the argument that he was still good enough to be playing in Houston. Like there weren't that many dudes on their roster better than him anyway, in terms of offensive score.
Mhm.
But in the NBA, everybody has a fit and everybody has to you got to play a particular role. And I think Houston, they were happy with the scorers they did have. Put it that way. If that makes any sense. But Cam Whitmore, I'm interested to see how that works out with him because you're talking about
Yeah,
the Wizards got a lot of guards and a lot of good guards. I'm trying to figure out who's going to get those minutes. Everybody can't get those minutes.
that's gonna be the. I mean, truth be told, I think they're just loading up on talent,
Yeah,
and how it plays out is gonna
yeah,
be how it plays out.
yeah,
I think for real. Like I think they're trying to see what they got.
yeah. I just think that's tough. But Cam, I like him too, though, bro. I like him too. Won't even hold you. All right. So after a strong rookie year, what's next? What's the next step for Alex Sarr's development, and what expectations should fans have for him in his second season?
I mean, I think what we saw from Alex at as the season progressed,
Mm-hmm.
he got better
He
and
did.
better and better, especially his offense started to improve too, right? Because I do remember when he was drafted, and if I remember correctly, I remember Will Dawkins saying his defense will come 1st and his offense will come later. And I just liked how he started to, just as the season went on, and especially towards the end of the season, he just seemed to come more into his own. So I do think that having an off season, he's a very quiet guy.
Is he?
I can tell, yeah, he's a quiet guy. Like I can tell that, but with that quietness, I feel like he's a worker. He's like one of those quiet workers. And so I do think that this year we'll see him just take another step, both offensively and defensively. And what I want to see from him is just consistency, continuing to be more comfortable out there. And you know, there's times where you're going against teams where you got like the Lakers, you know what I'm saying? Like where you got like LeBron and like all, you know, things like that. I want to see him just hold his own in those situations and kind of show a little bit of leadership. I don't, you know, when I say leadership, I mean in-house.
I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. It's like don't take up the challenge. You should take up the challenge.
Exactly. I think he's still learning, but you can see the foundation is there. So it'll just be about him growing and developing more, in my opinion, this season.
Well, I'm glad. I'm happy. He's a kid that I'm happy for, because when the season started, everybody was looking at him as a bust. No, because from summer league,
because I remember summer league.
Yeah, everybody kept saying what?
Because
everybody summer league was looking bad, and then you fast forward even the first half of the first 10 games of the season, they were like, oh, why did we draft this dude? Then it came to mid-season to later on, then everybody was like in love with his game, and I was like, oh yeah, he's definitely going to be the future of this team, like part of the future of this team, and he has the ability to be an all-star caliber player because with his talents and what he showed. And I was like, oh, see, look, y'all fickle. Look at you.
Of course.
You don't get the process.
I'm just gonna lie, because that was the summer league I was actually at. I was at the summer league with Alex, Bub, and Keyshawn.
Yeah.
So I can understand there being some reservations, but I feel like judging these draft picks at summer league is just a fatal flaw.
It's weird.
I mean, that's their first kind of. It's like training. Wait, hold on. No, they don't even have training camp.
No, just summer league. Not real training camp.
Straight to summer league. So that's their first real opportunity to get in the NBA mix and the pace. You got to get used to the pace. Like, some of these teams have rookies, but some of these teams have like second-year players and guys who've kind of played a little bit. So, yeah.
Yeah. I agree. I think that like summer league for me, if you look, you could ask my homie Ray, and Ray knows this all the time. Like I've seen some great summer league stories. I thought when I first started watching summer league years ago, I used to get hyped over like certain summer league players. Like, you see this? Like, Ray, you see this summer league dude? He fried. Like, he gonna kill in the league. Man, I could name you 80 different summer league dudes who killed. And then as rookies, and then when they got the opportunities, they were trash. No knock on this individual. This is not shade. So I know he's on like social media or whatever, but I stayed telling folks, Kwame Brown had an amazing summer league. Take that how you want to take that. Take that how he had an amazing summer league. There are some dudes who had an amazing summer league and didn't pan out the way. And truth be told, even going back into his actual NBA career with the Wizards, I thought Kwame Brown was fine, but I'm just letting folks know like who had amazing summer leagues and it didn't pan out. On the flip side, like Zach Randolph had an amazing summer league and it panned out to what he was as a pro basketball player. But to your point, there's a lot of dudes who kill in summer league that don't end up being that person in real life.
Don't show up in summer league. It end up
like Jeff Teague. If you look at Jeff Teague, he'll say it like, I was trash in summer league. And he was he went to an all-star game at a time in the league, and he was a solid, good NBA player. There are dudes who play like crap in summer league, you know what I mean, and look great in the regular season play. But I say this about that though, like summer league isn't built for you to truly assess somebody's all around skills, because a lot of dudes are trying to make the team. They jacking shots because they're trying to make the team. They think that's what impresses like coaches. So you got a dude like Alex Sarr, who's probably playing basketball the right way, and they're forcing him to take shots, and he's not. That's not in the flow of the game. He's not accustomed to doing that. So yeah, I just think Summer League. I thought all that stuff about Alex Sarr in Summer League, I thought it was hilarious. I was like, you guys are like, you're doing too much. You're just doing too much. Paul says Wiz's best five is Bud, Tre, Cam, Kai, and Alex. Well, I mean, I like it. I mean, they're really young. That's young. I don't know if it's
they're the best five, but
they're talented score. This is how I look at it. You in basketball, just because you're the more talented, get a bucket, dude, don't make it the best five, right? It's like you gotta have a good mesh of who's gonna set the offense up, who can you go with for a clutch bucket, who gonna get their rebound, who gonna block some shots, who gonna play defense. It's gotta be all together for you assess like what's going to be the best lineup. I do think though, I ain't gonna lie to you. You don't got Bilal on there? You tripping? I don't see Bilal at all. Bilal, it needs to be your starting five. Yeah. Bilal got to be your starting five. Bilal is like the ultimate defender. Like Bilal got to be your starting five. But I do like. So we'll get to this player. I like Tre Johnson like a lot. Like a lot. And I do think that I eventually do want to see him in the starting lineup. I just don't know how it's going to work. I mean, like to your point though, like having vets on your team, like the way the Wizards are set up, they're also something like they can trade those vets because that's that's always like a move you can do in the deadline.
But he can always make it into the starting lineup because like last season is a long season, but I'm just trying to think. Well, I can't remember if it was Bub and Alex or just Bub. But I feel like it might have been Bub, like, made his way into the starting lineup.
He did.
He didn't always start, And injuries played a factor, too, when guys get injured. So, yeah.
We'll see. What Paul say? Nah, he can't. He not the shooter like the others are. Give it time, bro. Bilal get better every year. That's what So
but they also want defenders too. They don't want like this team wants to be. This team wants their identity to be more defense than offense.
Yeah. Bilal is all. This is the truth, Paul. Like Bilal is right now is a first team caliber defender. Like he is that good playing defense. If you ever like, he's on the best player and he makes them work. I think I want to say Dame said it like when he had checked him once. The Dame was like, this dude can really play defense. Like nah, like he's gonna be a starter. You're gonna need he's a first team defender type of player. Like you're gonna need that in your starting lineup because you don't want everybody. It's gonna come on, man. You don't want to have a defense that everybody can score 100 on you, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, and the Wizards have struggled defensively since pretty much. I don't think they've ever been satisfied with their defense in my entirety of covering this team.
Bro, now he ain't coming off no bench. Bilal's jumper, Bilal's gonna be a two-way player. Bilal,
he's a first-round draft pick. You think they gonna put him on the bench? No.
Nah, he ain't on the bench. He's not. Truth be told, he
would not be.
And I'm gonna be real with you, and just off of basketball assessment and IQ, Bilal is one of their best players. Off basketball IQ too. Like Cam is a bucket, but that don't mean you and Kai and Alex got great basketball IQ too. Like Bud Bilal's better than Bud. I won't even hold you, and I like Bud, I'm sorry, Bub Carrington, excuse me. Thank you for correcting me, Carita. Bub. Bilal is better than Bub. And I like Bub. Bilal's better than Bub. But Bub is a point guard, though, so it's different positions, though. That's a different position. So, okay, you know what I'm saying? So, but Bilal is going to be on the best player on the opposition. Like, he's going to check the best swing man, the best guard, forward. He's going to check that person. And they're going to have fits trying to score on him. Guaranteed, they're going to set a pick to get him off of him. That's how good of a defender Bilal is. So I'm just saying, I like Bilal because every year he gets better. There's something he gets better. Like his jumper needs to be quicker. I won't lie. Like the set shot has to eventually he's going to have to get that jumper a little quicker. But even from year 1 to year 2, his jumper got better. So I'm going to give him his flowers.
Yeah.
All right, so Brian Keefe, like this is his. Well, let me go back to what do you like more about Tre Johnson? What do you like about Tre Johnson's game? Like, what do you like about Tre Johnson?
I mean, he's a scorer. Like he's a shooter. He's a natural scorer. So I don't know as much about, and I'll find out obviously through the season. I'm not as clear on where he stands defensively, but I definitely think what they raved about him and his shooting ability and his scoring ability. So that seems to be what they drafted him for. Obviously, they want all of their players to, defense to come along. But so far, I mean, training camp, we only get to see glimpses. So, but and then obviously it's preseason.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be just interesting because we've kind of talked about like who should be in the starting lineup, and I just think it'll be interesting to see how his role plays out.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't think he's starting at all. But I do think that like just to see how the minutes go upwards. Cause I feel like the first game he'll probably get like 15, 20. And then from there on, little by little, I think his minutes go up just to get him used to the NBA game. But I do like his ability to go one-on-one, the shooting ability, going to the basket, finishing, the creativity. He's gonna have to put on some weight, obviously, because I mean but he's young, but that comes with time, right? But to me, as a basketball player, he'll be fine. I love his game a lot. When I saw him, because I didn't watch him in college thoroughly, but when I went back and watched his clips and then watched some of his games and went back to watch some of his games, I was like, yeah, he could be the star. Like I literally thought about something like that's a steal. Like the Wizards got him at that time. But I know everybody wanted Cooper Flag, but like the Wizards got a steal. Like this old boy can really go.
He can, and I mean, it's really funny, and this has been something that has been discussed in the through training camp and preseason is when someone asked what's his hobbies, he was like, I don't have any hobbies. I just ball.
I love it. You can see it. That's like KD stuff, man.
Balls. And so it's funny because CJ McCollum was like, yeah, I've been kind of talking to Tre about finding some hobbies because he was like, because for real, he was just like, if all you do is ball, then eventually, like in the NBA, it's like eventually you kind of lose.
Control.
It loses its spark.
Yeah, it loses spark. Hey, Kevin Durant saying the same thing. He's still playing right now.
Right. But I like that mindset though.
Me too.
Like,
I love it.
Hobbies, I just ball. Like that tells me as time goes on, not as time goes on, you could tell, even when talking to Tre Johnson, you could tell he a dog.
Yeah.
But I think we will see it more as he gets comfortable in the NBA and like you said, as his minutes go up.
Yeah, I think that
guys, it's just a lot of guys. I mean, because I'm like, as we're talking, I'm thinking about people.
A lot of dudes.
Johnson.
AJ Johnson looked good last year.
There's who am I forgetting? Justin Champagne, Corey Kispert.
Yeah. You think he's gonna stay? You think he gets traded down the road? I kind of think that
he will probably get traded down the road.
Yeah.
I think they like him, but they gave him a contract. I think his contract is like 3 years, but it don't matter. They gave Jordan Poole one too, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
But at the end of the day, this team trying to get draft picks, so I can definitely see there being a point where I think they like him, but they're building their own team.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. Cam said, what did Cam say, my man? Cam says Tre Johnson is going to learn a lot from CJ McCollum through the course of the season. I agree. Until they trade. And look, I think he's going to learn when they get to the trade deadline and teams are calling for CJ McCollum, because that's what contenders will call for CJ. I'm not going to, that is a thing. Contenders will be calling for CJ. When they get to that point, if the Wizards aren't in playoff contention, CJ will probably be gone because you get more draft picks. There's more draft picks to be had. If CJ is CJing and he's not hurt, CJ gonna get you a good draft pick for a contender. I do know. Like he'll get you a contender. Obviously, that's the back end of a draft, right? But a contender, CJ can get you a first rounder. Like, yeah, going CJ to the Rockets, yeah, especially not having CJ could get you a good first rounder. Like he really could. I like that one actually, Paul. I'm not gonna lie to you because they losing Van Fleet down in by the trade deadline. They see it needed like I could see that. I could definitely see that one. But yeah, but I do think like to Cam's point, I think it's for Tre Johnson to learn from CJ McCollum. I think that's a win. Like that's gonna make him a better play. I think his ascension to being the player he wants to be is gonna be quick playing behind CJ because CJ's gonna teach him the game for real.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with you, Cam. That was a good point, man. But let me go to Brian. So going to Brian Keefe. All right. So is there any I like Brian Keefe. I think he's a good teacher. Is there any pressure on Brian Keefe to do something different this year?
If I think there's pressure on him. Honestly, when they hired him, it was because of his ability to develop players.
Yes, exactly. Mm-hmm.
So I didn't get the impression that they were hiring Brian Keefe to. I mean, yes, of course, if this team goes to the playoffs under Brian Keefe,
God bless him.
But I didn't But I didn't get the impression that was their expectation.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's pressure on him from the perspective of that. And I don't know that I feel like there's pressure on him at all. And honestly, however, if he is being evaluated on anything, I definitely think it is the development of these young guys. And I would also say competitiveness, because that is one thing that I have heard as a theme in listening to the GM and even Brian Keefe himself. And they've said this, I mean, they said it last year, but they want to be a competitive team. And Coach Keefe, he brought up the word gritty. Like he wants them to be like an aggressive, competitive team. And that makes a lot of sense to me. And I think that's what anybody wants to see is competitiveness. Like when a team loses, you still don't like it. But if you feel like they stayed in there.
Yeah, I agree.
Then you're like, all right, I mean, they needed to win that game, but at least they stayed in there, right?
Yeah. At least they fought.
Yeah, at least they fought. And I think that those are the kinds of things that he will be evaluated on. And they talk a lot about building habits. And so building winning habits. And that starts in practice for them and just other like offline activities that they do. And they want to see that carry on to the court.
I like that. I think that's what they need to be aiming for too. I agree. Just to compete. Paul said, yes, because the East is sad. They should be in the playing game. Yeah, the competition. They be in the competition for the playing game, playing tournament.
Maybe. I don't know.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. The East is bad this year though, because everybody's hurt. Yeah, you know, there's gonna be a surprise team. Why can't it be the Wizards? No, Paul, I'm not gonna be mad at it.
I will say this though, with the balance of the bets.
Yeah, why not?
That could possibly, pan out, but I just have to see. I have to see what the Wizards are working with in these first couple games that really count.
He says with the young, okay, let's see Paul with the young Wiz talent. I am ending my lifetime strike from attending Wizards games. Okay, all right. They got you. They got you with the young dudes. I do like with something you just said, Carita. I think is spot on.
Oh, okay.
With the addition of with the vets and the young talent, I think they do have an opportunity to be competitive because you got a champion in Khris Middleton who they did like. I believe they liked him. They liked what they saw from him last year, right?
I think last year though, here's what I feel like the difference will be. So Khris Middleton, he's the ultimate professional.
Yeah.
He also hurt a little bit when he came last year. That was one thing. But also he got traded like
I know.
Was it even mid-season? It was like mid to late season.
Yeah.
He got traded and then
by the deadline, right?
Bucks to the Wizards, right? And I even asked him this question, so I'm saying it, and he gave me the most professional answer. But like I did ask, I mean, what was the transition like coming from a championship caliber team like the Bucks and then coming to the Wizards who have been very clear that they are rebuilding? And so I think that is a sharp change.
Yeah.
Okay. And so what I say all that to say, I think this season we will see Chris Miller be more comfortable. Like he's dealt with the trade, like he's here, he's with the Wizards. I think he had the option, was it to
he opted in.
Yeah, opting into his
That
contract.
money is real. That money's real. He can't opt out. That money's too real. You can't opt out.
Pop in and I'm our best self. So that's what I'm saying. I feel like you're going to see a better, not even, and even from what I have observed, I think you're going to see a better version of Khris Middleton because now he is like, he knows this is where he is.
Yeah.
And this is the situation and this is his role on this team. And then also bringing in CJ, another vet of his caliber.
Yes.
I think that is also a factor.
Yeah, I do. I agree.
So anyway, I just think between those two guys, Khris Middleton feeling more comfortable being like in this situation and knowing like what he's supposed to be bringing to the table for this team. It's possible. Anything's possible. I mean, those guys are going to play hard.
They're going to play hard. Yeah.
They're not out there like, oh, this is a rebuilding team. And, they're going to play.
Yeah.
So, barring that they both stay healthy.
There you go.
It's possible they could be in competition for the play-in.
I mean, you got a 20 plus score in CJ McCollum who's a walking bucket in terms of his skill set. Khris Middleton's a clutch player. Everybody knows Khris Middleton's super clutch. Not the ball handler like CJ is, but he is he knows how to find the spots to get a bucket. Yeah, he knows how to he knows to find the spots, and we see how he's been big time in the postseason. So I do think that when you got guys like that, you got an opportunity. It's all about health and how they're looking. Especially Khris still trying to get right from being injured the last couple of years, and CJ McCollum is just still CJ McCollum. Like he's still the same player. His game was never it was never like the athletic game. It was always about offensive skill. So he's gonna always be where he's at. Paul said, "Who is the Wizards' go-to guy? Trade later in the year, but it could be Cam or Khris." I think I'm not gonna lie to you. I think their go-to guy right now is gonna probably be CJ. Because of him being the veteran scorer.
Yeah, he was already in the preseason.
CJ was
leading scorer, at least in one game that I remember.
CJ was the leading scorer. Yeah, it's gonna be CJ. But again, I'm being real. I think CJ's gonna get traded at the trade deadline. Personally, that's what. If the Wizards aren't in playoff contention, then he won't get traded. But I feel like if they're not in playoff contention, like trying to get draft, I think because he's the best candidate for like draft picks, like how they would want to get draft picks. He is collateral. Like he is that type of player.
Yeah, so. And I mean, one thing you can say about the Wizards over the past couple of years, they have not been afraid to trade nobody.
Yeah, exactly.
So, if it makes sense.
That's what I'm saying. If a team's gonna offer you, if you're not in playoff position, if you're not in playoff contention, and you got a player like that teams will bid for. Yeah. Why not? Why keep them? You know what I mean? So that makes sense. And same for Khris Middleton too. If Khris Middleton's playing good basketball and they're not in playoff contention, those two individuals are trade bait. To be real with you, they're trade bait. So, but if they are in playoff contention, then yeah, I believe they'll stay and they'll help this team make the postseason. But I do think, to your point, Paul, earlier, I do think because of the injuries in the East, Boston's not going to have Tatum. We all see the Pacers won't have Halliburton. I know, right? There is room for if the Wizards young players are ready to take on that. They progressed in a certain way. I'm talking about the young players like Alex Sarr, Bub, and Bilal, if they're ready to take the next level. Keyshawn too. Sorry, Keyshawn too. Yeah, Keyshawn too. Yeah, definitely.
He gets left out a little bit, but and he's another in summer league. Keyshawn
He's had good summer league
was
stuff.
not that good. Was not that good in summer
Wait,
league.
was he good in the second summer league though? He was good in the second summer league, right?
Well, his second summer league, but his
Yeah.
first
Oh
one.
no, yeah, got you.
Yeah, so he's
Yeah.
just so. I guess I say that to say he's come a long way.
Yeah, definitely. Just like Alex saw, they both had the same thing. Like, and they were dependent on him last year, Keyshawn. So and he played well when everybody was hurt and they got the opportunity. So did Johnson, the kid, AJ. I thought he looked good, man.
He did. That's why I said
it's
going to be interesting how they distribute these minutes for sure.
When you were looking at some of the like, what do you think Cam? I am interested in this. What do you think Cam Whitmore's role will be, though? Do you see him getting a lot of minutes, or do you see him like? What do you think? What's your belief from what you gathered from so far?
I mean, I don't. I'm just trying to think of,
because there are a lot of people that we just named a lot of individuals, and they just made the trade for him, and I'm like, but the guys they did draft, they do like, but they did obviously they traded to get him, so they know they see something in him.
So that is why I'm a little bit kind of like, it's tough, but will he get the same minutes as some of the younger guys?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
No, but I do feel like they like Cam Whitmore though, and not just because they traded for him, just in what I've heard in the conversation. So I really think they like him. So it's hard for me to say right now. He's kind of a wild card for me because I feel like they like him enough to play him. But to your point, that kind of cuts into the minutes of some of these younger guys that you drafted.
Yeah.
So how do you balance that? And
yeah, because they're all sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Because they're all the same position. That's the problem. It's not like Cam, Bilal, Tre Johnson, age, like they're all around the same type of like Bub's a point guard, so he's different. Bub is straight. He's straight.
I know, right?
But like the others are all around the same position. So it's interesting to see how do you fit. Like how are you gonna play all those guys? Because somebody's gonna be left out. I'm gonna be real. Somebody's gonna be left out.
Yeah, I mean they have a lot.
Hey, Paul, I'm with you. He's a bucket. He is. That's the problem.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why it's so hard for me. And I think they knew that they could utilize him more than Houston.
Obviously, because they're not, because they're developing. Like and Houston's trying to win now. They don't have time to develop. Mm-hmm. So to your point,
how much development Cam Whitmore needs? I remember him in summer league, and he
fries. It's the problem of developing on a winning, like to like a young scorer on a winning team is hard to like play. But you're on a bad team, you're willing. Now be real, you're willing to get away. You as a scorer, you can get away with a lot. I use this person as an example all the time. Like Kevin Durant, right? Was a blessing that he went to the Seattle Supersonics because they had nobody on their team. So he can shoot wherever he wanted to shoot, whenever he wanted to shoot, and he can get all the kinks out and learn how to like be the guy and learn how to score the basketball. Like, and he's already a gifted scorer, but you get the opportunity and the freedom. There's nothing like getting that opportunity and freedom. When you're on a good team, you don't have the opportunity and freedom. Like I'll use another example that a lot of folks know, and people who know me know I love his game. He's a DMV dude too. Michael Beasley. Michael Beasley went to Miami, played with Dwayne Wade. He ain't had that same freedom. Which
with Dwayne Wade.
Exactly, which to me is a hindrance to any young player, because when you are a scorer, when you are a bucket getter, you need to be on a sorry team where they allow you to shoot anytime you want. Hence, Melo going to the Nuggets, which they won because of it. But Melo going to the Nuggets was the best place for him. I know a lot of people talk about Detroit playing with, like, they should have drafted him. If he went to Detroit, he wouldn't be the same Melo that he was in Denver, because Denver allowed Melo to be Melo. So when you go to a winning team, it's hard to be yourself when you are a scorer. If you go to a bad team, it's easier. Like Allen Iverson going to the Sixers. I mean, he had Stackhouse winning, but that was a bad team. So he can do whatever. The AI can do whatever. Like, so to me, you got a player like Cam Whitmore. going to the Wizards, it's way better. It's way better than playing with Houston. I'm not gonna lie to you. Houston trying to go to the playoffs. They weren't trying to win a championship. The Wizards are just trying to develop players. There's two different levels. You know what I mean? So, Paul, I can tell you like Cam a lot. I mean, I like Cam too. Another thing, Cam is strong and can be that powerful presence. He is strong. He is strong. Cam is strong. But you still look. Bilal, look, man.
But Bilal is hurt though.
Oh, he's hurt. He's starting the season hurt.
Yes, I forgot about that.
Okay, it's okay. Oh,
Bilal is actually, I don't know. He doesn't. So he got hurt playing with his French team.
Oh, got you. Oh, that's different.
And so it was anticipated that he would probably miss a little bit of the season. My understanding is none of because a couple of people got hurt. Alex Sarr got hurt. But my understanding is
interesting.
They're not injuries that they expect to linger too long, but he's definitely going to miss the season opener.
Oh, he's missing the Milwaukee game?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Paul. Yeah, Cam can get some work now.
Yeah. So he got work with
real work.
All out. So
yeah, Cam gets a real. Hey, Paul. I will say, if Cam dropping 25 on those non-Bilal days, Bilal better be looking backwards because like this is the opportunity for a youngin that he could take advantage of because Cam is a scorer. He is a bucket. He's a walking bucket. I want to deny that.
On his right hand.
Ooh, okay. Ooh, Bilal, dang.
Yeah, so it's real good right now.
Ooh, Bilal. Oh, no, buddy. That ain't the right time to be getting hurt with all this young talent. I won't even lie to you. Ain't a lot. You know what I'm saying? Well, Tre Johnson may get that burn too, real talk. You know what?
But it makes it a little easier, is what.
Right. Yeah, it makes it a little easier. It makes it. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes for a coach that does make life a lot easier. I won't even lie. Mm-hmm. For somebody like Brian Keefe, knowing that you don't got to shuffle so many guys in and out, like all right, he got hurt. I don't got to worry about that person's minutes. I could play this guy, so that does make sense. All right, so Carita, you talked about a little bit, but I do want to. I want to ask you it again, and maybe in detail. What for you? What a successful season look like for the Washington Wizards this year? Is it wins, player development, or establishing a long term foundation?
I think it's all of that. I mean, especially because this is a team that is still trying to come into their own. I mean, every year they get new pieces, right? Mm-hmm. So every time you get new pieces, you've got to build that chemistry. And, they talked a little bit about that with training camp it was good for them to be together and to build chemistry as a team because it's a lot of new pieces, even though there's guys who were here last season, but there's a lot of new pieces. So I think that chemistry is going to have to come together a little bit more at first, but I just think it's all of those things. This is a team that's still trying to establish their identity. Mm-hmm. And this is a team, as we've talked about, that has some vets, that has some young guys. So it's really, but I do think like just seeing, you have to look at what their progress is on a month-to-month basis. How they are these players taking the next step, like an Alex Sarr? Mm-hmm. And then some of it is going to be wins because they definitely need to they only had 18 wins last season. They need to get more than 18 wins. You know what I mean? Like nobody has patience, I don't think, for them to just have 18 wins.
You're right.
You know what I mean? So I think people need to see more wins this year, even if it doesn't pan out to a play-in or a playoff spot, which for me, that's not my expectation yet. It would be nice. And if they do it, that's great.
That's great.
But right now, I'm looking at how many more games can they win than they won last season.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah,
because I'm looking out for you. Because I know covering a team that loses all the time hurts.
It's tough.
It's tough, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like
everybody says, that's why when everybody says and they're in an outrage and they want to get rid of John Harbaugh, I'm like, listen. First of all, I don't know that that's going to happen. But two, I'm like, I'm not trying to be with another rebuilding team.
No, it's funny because like, all right. So I cover Wizards games every once in a while. So when I go, right, and then it's so bad, it's such bad basketball. I'm like, I'll sit there and be like, why am I here? Like, I'll literally like think to myself, like, why am I here? And then I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I can make this right. I don't feel like driving out here again. Like, then I'll space it out. Maybe I'll just wait a couple games, and I like. But when you're doing like when they're playing good ball, it's not like being a front runner. When they're playing good basketball, you're like more enthused to go in back to back because you feel like you're more enthused to continue to go and not miss days or whatever
Well,
because
this
of the
I was
way the
gonna
style
say,
play.
and it's
Go ahead.
not always about them winning the game.
Yeah, it's
I
not
think
about winning the game.
it's
It's
being
not.
like exciting and
Yeah,
engaging, and every game is not going to be like that.
yeah,
But that's another point. Like you want to just see more excitement this year,
yeah.
more engagement. You want to see them more in the game,
Yes, there you go.
and that is, I think, some progress.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Like, I just want to see that. I don't want to see what I saw last year. Last year was like depressing. Yeah, Paul, 20 plus wins. That'd be great.
I mean, I would hope so.
I mean,
They
you
won
should
18 last year. I hope
look,
they
man. If everything get 30, 30 be good, man. Just
gosh,
don't be down 30 before half. Yes, Paul. It's like them games, like being down 30
right.
before
That's
half.
what I mean. Like, that's when it gets rough. Like,
Yeah.
and truth be told, okay, the first 2 years, no, you don't want to see it, but it's like, all right, you kind of understand what's going on. But now that we're going into the third year, I
Yeah, there you go.
think people want to see, just be able to get behind everything.
They want to feel good. Look, man. There's some real Wizard fans out there that they deserve this. I've seen them. Like I'll be on my laptop taking notes, and I'll be sitting hearing the same cats cursing the storm, the same exact cats, and I'll be like, "Damn, y'all deserve better," because y'all are really into it. Like y'all are diehard Wizards fans. I'm sitting there, I'm like, you like they cheering on Bilal, they're everything. And I'm like, you guys, you know what? You deserve this. Like you deserve a winner. Like you deserve like a competitive basketball team. Like you can't be like to Paul's point, you don't deserve a team that's getting dominated like 30-0 or whatever. Because I like going to games and when they compete and when they're playing like a really good team. I was there covering and they beat the Nuggets. I was like, that was a good win. And the fans were so into it, you know what I'm saying? And the young guys were so into it, they were playing their tails off. So it's definitely there. Like
And
I
they
just want
need
to
that for their confidence too, though.
yeah,
I
exactly.
ourselves as fans
Mm-hmm.
and reporters,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, they need some more wins or just to be more in the game for
Mm-hmm.
their confidence. And because, like I said, I know it gets tiring
It definitely gets tired.
when they are losing. I know it, it gets to them and it's exhausting at some point.
Yeah, he said like they swept the Nuggets and caught my eye. Yeah, they did. They beat them They did beat them twice. That's true. You know what I mean? Like so they could. I mean, they got ability. They got young guys who can play.
Now, so
Yeah, they got more ability. They got more young talent now, which they should be. I think they should be a better team. So they got Milwaukee tomorrow. I'm not. There's no prediction or whatever, but to play off of what we just discussed, like what would not a win? Would a competitive game against the Milwaukee Bucks do for this young team's confidence?
I think it just getting off to some kind of fast start, right? Not even talking about a win, but just
Yes.
I think being able to see like what they've been doing in training camp and in preseason and at practice translate games. I think this got to give you confidence about what you're able to do moving forward. Because even if it doesn't land or end up being a win, it makes you feel like you can stay competitive with some of the top teams in the Eastern Conference, and that as the season goes on, you'll get better and you'll win some of those games.
I agree. Paul said Sarr got an average 20 and 12. Damn, you want Sarr?
Does he? Why? Why?
He said no. He feels like he can do it. He believes in Alex Sarr.
Okay.
Yeah.
He said got to. I thought he
Nah.
was saying he got to.
He said nah. He believes in Alex Sarr. Said, Wiz will win. Dang, he got confidence that Wiz will. Look. I mean, my man Paul got.
Fair enough. You never know. It's a new it's new
Season,
blood a little bit.
Yeah, it is new blood.
You never know.
Look, man, you're
Usually
right.
when you're young like that, you believe you can, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and that's the good thing about a young team is
Yes.
they believe they're gonna believe, especially the guys that they have, like a Tre Johnson, like a Bub, who are
Mm,
super confident.
mm.
They're gonna believe that they can win, and then you have CJ now, who he believe he can win.
Yeah, he can score against anybody. CJ think he can score against anybody.
Yeah,
I know this. He knows he thinks he can score against anybody.
that's what I'm
Which,
saying. So,
yeah,
hey,
I do think that like there is something to what you just said, Karita, and it's true. Um, young ignorance is awesome when you gotta when we're talking about playing sports. Um, yeah,
exactly.
I'm saying so. It comes. Hey, I'm sorry, Paul. Yeah, what channel was Monumental? Because they took it and on YouTube TV. I ain't gonna. I don't.
Well, I
They
know.
screwed
So
me. They screwed me with that one. It's not on
since
YouTube
I'm
TV.
not if since I'm not at away games, I'm like, how am I gonna even? I'm not
I
like
don't
that's
even
gonna be
know.
very hard for me to. Yes, I when I see them in person, but you also want to see the away games so you can better
Yeah, of
evaluate.
course, of
You
course.
know, so I don't really like whatever went
I
down.
ain't saying nothing. I ain't trying to get nobody canceled, so I ain't saying nothing.
So
Uh,
I have
yeah,
YouTube TV, so I'm like,
I don't
well,
know why. Yeah, I ain't saying nothing. I'm
especially
gonna
if
be
they
nice.
are exciting this year, like people want to see them,
Why would you limit people from seeing your your
especially now.
yeah? And I mean, I'll be real with you, and because he has obviously has the caps too. Like, why would you limit your audience, any audience, to see your team? Like, I don't get that.
Well, I think the
Teams
thought process is people can see the team
on
on.
the what's the name on the app?
Mhm.
Nobody cares about monumental apps. It ain't that serious. Like just like I'm a baseball fan. I love my Baltimore Orioles. I do. I love my Orioles. I'm not getting no mass in the app. Like it's not that serious to me. Get on. Like it's like if it's on regular TV, it's on regular TV. If you're not on the app, and nobody has cable anymore, so it's not like you know what I'm saying.
And I
So
don't think that
yeah, he wants all the
I
money.
I
Definitely.
don't think I think especially tomorrow when the regular season starts and fans can't see the games, I think
Oh
it's gonna be like fans know they're not gonna be able to see the game, right?
yeah,
But I think that when the reality hits that you can't even see the game tomorrow,
I'm telling
I
you.
think it's gonna be like I think people are gonna be upset.
They are. They are like, yeah. I don't know why you would do that. Like to put yourself on a different. And this is like the most realist thing. Period. Too. I'm not even going to be. I'm not. You know, I'm gonna be honest. You're not winning enough to do that. That's the problem.
Yeah, I mean that is the issue.
Yeah, you're
Is
not winning enough to do that. Like if
people
the
are willing to purchase.
there you go. Come
I
on
mean,
now.
not me.
But I know.
I don't need no other apps.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm saying.
At this
I know
point, I don't need to pay for any other apps.
exactly.
But just say I was willing to,
Yeah.
then yeah, I might be more willing to if a team is winning. This
There
is
you
any
go.
team, but
Exactly.
like right now, that's a tough sell for a lot of people.
I agree. So yeah. Thanks, Ted. Appreciate you, my guy. Don't worry. I ain't worried about you, Ted, because there's when there's a will, there's a way. I've learned that in life. I learned that in life. Hey, Kareem, before we let you go, how can folks catch your content, and also how can they catch you on social media?
Yes, so you can catch my content. First of all, let's be very clear. I'm the owner and the founder of Double Take Sports, which is an independent platform that needs your support. You
What
get a
happened? What happened? Did I do something?
perspective. No, 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 no.
I was about to say.
No, I just want people to understand and know
I got you.
that this is a independent,
Facts.
like this is a I'm not a reporter for this platform. I am, but I'm
Yeah.
also the person who runs this platform.
Facts.
And the people that are a part of Double Take Sports and who come in and take photos, report at other games and things like that. So be sure to support because you are helping to bring up another generation of reporters like me. So Double Take Sports at DBL Take Sports and also dbltakesports.com.
Facts. Support your own too, man.
For sure.
Support your own. Paul says, "See y'all at Cap. See y'all at Capital One this year. Karita, I am paying for my double takes.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you.
Yeah.
And when you pay for it and when you have it, make sure you take a picture so I can show you love for supporting the brand.
There you go. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about, man. Support your own, man. I'm a big believer in that. Folks don't do enough of that. They don't, man. It is what it is. They support. You know what? I'm not gonna go on my diary. I'm not gonna go on my soapbox because I do that a lot. So I ain't gonna do that. But y'all know what I'm talking about. That's all I'm gonna say. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Paul, it ain't you because you a real one, bro. I appreciate you too, man. I do. Thank you, Paul, for pulling up. Appreciate everybody else and Cam. I appreciate you as well. I appreciate everybody who are watching on some of these streams. I could see you all. Appreciate y'all for pulling up. And always, I appreciate Carita. She didn't have to do this. It was a last minute type of thing. I was like, let me do a Wizard show. I need to do a Wizard show.
But I thought I was going to talk about the Wizards in a minute. So
yeah, look, and it worked out. Look how good you did. It worked out.
Thank you.
So anyway, appreciate y'all for tuning in and pulling up. Anyway, you've been listening to the Urban Sports Scene by ages. Ayedig Deuces, your boy Wole, Carita. We out. Peace.